Okay, so in this lesson, we are going to now take what we know about triangles and we're going to start to find the area of triangles. You're going to need your blue formula sheet with you because we're going to fill in the information for a triangle. So your goal for today is I can determine the area of triangles. Now the area formula for triangle, it is different from quadrilaterals, it is different from trapezoids even, and so it will be one that you have to memorize. The good news is that it's pretty short and it's pretty simple when you have a missing dimension. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is what you're going to want to put on your blue formula sheet. I'm going to ask that you pause the video so that you can fill in your picture and fill in your formula, and then I can explain the example. So go ahead and hit pause now. All right, so if you're still listening, that means that, you should have had these two things filled in. I want to go over the example with you. So remember from trapezoids that height is from the tallest point to the lowest point. So the height here is going to be 6 feet, okay? The base is going to be 8 feet. Now, the formula, this is one way to write the formula, but there's a much cleaner way. So area equals base times height divided by 2. Now, I'm going to show you a little trick, especially because it'll make it easier when you go to put it in the calculator. So divided by 2 is the exact same thing as times 0.5. I always think it's easier to multiply than it is to divide, especially if all of this is already being multiplied. So the way that I actually write the formula is I write it area equals base times height times 0.5. I think it's easier. If you would like to stick with it this way, that is perfectly fine. So here I have area equals, my base is 8, my height is 6, and I multiply times 0.5. Now, all I do is put that straight into the calculator. 8 times 6 times 0.5. And that should give you an area of 24. And just the same as quadrilaterals, when we calculate area, we have to put our units, and it's going to be squared because it's feet times feet. That 0.5 or that divided by 2 does not have any feet attached to it. So your area is 24 feet squared. All right, let's jump into our first example. So again, height is from the tallest point to the lowest point. It's never slanted. So you're going to see these dotted lines showing you how tall the triangle is. And so it is 5 centimeters. The base is 3 centimeters. I'm going to go ahead and write my formula. So I'm going to have area equals base height times 0.5. So area equals 3 times 5 times 0.5. And you just go ahead and put that in your calculator, and you should get area equals 7.5. And so your answer should be 7.5 centimeters squared. It's a very clean formula. And again, it's much easier when you have that 0.5 instead of the 2. But it will give you the same answer. Okay, so let's look at example number 2. So our height, again, tallest point to lowest point, is going to be 48 centimeters. Across the base is going to be 42 centimeters. And now my area. Again, you always write the formula. Area equals base times height times 0.5. So area equals 42 times 48 times 0.5. Okay, so 42 times 48 times 0.5, and when you put that in your calculator, you should get area equals 1008. So your answer is 1008 centimeters squared, because it's centimeters times centimeters, so it's centimeters squared. All right, let's do another example. So our height is 4.8 centimeters. Our base is 1.2 centimeters. And so let's go ahead and start our formula here. Area equals base times height times 0.5. Area equals 1.2 times 4.8 times 0.5. And so when you put that all in your calculator, 1.2 times 4.8 times 0.5, you should get area equals 2.88. And so your area is 2.88 centimeters squared. Not that bad. All right, you go ahead and try the next 3, and I will do them, and then we will go step by step and check our answers. Remember to write the formula each step of the way. Okay, if you're not done with those 3 U tries, then go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to go over the first one with you. So we have 9.81 times 13.98 times 0.5, and it's going to give you this longer decimal. And I know that we're very much used to rounding, but you should not round with geometry unless you're asked to do so. And sometimes you will be asked to do so. But with geometry, we want to be as specific as possible because we're talking about measurements of a shape. So don't round unless you are asked to do so. So you should have ended up with 68.5719 meters squared. The second one should have been 4,926 centimeters squared. And again, it's that squared, it's area, centimeters times centimeters. And then for the yellow triangle, we have 4 times 1.2 times 0.5, and you should have gotten 2.4 millimeters squared. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and take it up a level. If you're confused up to this point, you need to stop, go back, and rewatch. We're going to add in some word problems, but we're also going to do what we did with trapezoids and add in missing dimensions. So for example, I'm going to give you the area, and you need to tell me the height. With triangles, it is much easier than trapezoids because it should be straight multiplication if you're using the 0.5 in the formula. So a triangular yield sign has an area of 390 inches squared. Find the height of the sign if the base is 30 inches. So we have here that the base is 30 inches and the area is 390 inches squared. So we're going to set up our formula. Area equals base times height times 0.5. Now I have the area. 390 equals, I have the base, 30. I do not have the height, but I do have the 0.5. Now, you can multiply 30 times 0.5, okay, because these are all multiplied together. So 390 equals 0.5 times 30 is 15h. And now you have a one-step equation. Box the variable, divide by 15, divide by 15. These will cancel, and you should be left with h equals 390 divided by 15 is 26. And that will be inches. Now remember, you can always check yourself, okay? Let me show you how. Area equals base times height times 0.5. Pretend that you do not know what the area is. Area equals your base was 30, your height was 26, times 0.5. Multiply all of that together, and you're going to get area equals 390. And guess what? That matches what was given in the problem. Excellent. Okay, let's try another one. If the area of a triangle is 30 centimeters squared, the base is 10 centimeters long, find the height. So the base is 10 centimeters, the area is 30 centimeters squared. Go ahead and set up your formula. Area equals base times height times 0.5. So the area is 30 equals, the base is 10, we don't know h, times 0.5. This is all multiplication, so you multiply it together. 30 equals 10 times 0.5 is 5, and then h. Now you have a one-step equation. Box the variable, divide by 5, divide by 5. The 5's cancel, you're left with h equals 6 centimeters. So up here. Now again, learn how to check your work. Why not? Area equals base times height times 0.5. Area equals, the base was 10, the height is 6, times 0.5. Area equals, you put that all in your calculator, and you're going to get 30 centimeters squared, which is what the area is in the problem. Okay? All right, another example. A triangle has a base of 10.2 inches and a height of 5 inches. Find the area. So the base is 10.2 inches, the height is 5 inches, and we don't know the area. So area equals base times height times 0.5. Area equals 10.2 times 5 times 0.5. Put that all in your calculator, and you're going to get area equals 25.5. So your answer is 25.5 inches squared. Triangles are much easier than trapezoids. All right, there are 3 examples for you to try. So go ahead and work out the first one. We'll do each one together this time. So you go ahead and work out the first one, and I'll do the same as well. All right, so you should have found that the height is 500 miles, the base is 380 miles. That's what it gave you in the word problem. When you multiply those two together times 0.5, you should get 95,000. And they are actually talking about the state of Utah right there. It's shaped kind of like a triangle. All right, let's do another word problem. Go ahead and you do it. All right, if you're not done with this one, go ahead and hit pause. If you are done, let's talk about it. So the problem gave you the area of 45,000 meters squared and the base of 180 meters squared. So you're missing the height. Once you write out the formula, you plug everything in, and here you're missing the height, okay? So 180 times 0.5 is 90, and you have the h right there. Then it's a one-step problem. You box the variable, divide by 90, and you should get 500 meters. All right, last example. Go ahead and solve. All right, if you're not done, go ahead and hit pause. If you are done, let's talk about it. So here we were just asked to find the area. It gave us all the dimensions, a height of 10 inches, a base of 25 inches. Oops, do I have that backwards? I do have that backwards, but good thing it doesn't matter for the formula. All right, so the base was 10 inches and the height was 25 inches. All right, and when you plug them all in times 0.5, it should give you 125, and inches times inches is inches squared. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for triangles and area. You should see that it's a lot easier than trapezoids, so let's go ahead and get some practice, and remember to ask me any questions you have.